Jimmy Horn Jr. He's a prospect I grew to love over the draft process. Starting in January, I wasn't high on him at all. I didn't see much in him, but then I started to go back and watch more Shedeur Sanders, and I noticed him a lot more, which led me into watching more of his games, more of his film, and I gotta say, for a late day 2, day 3 pick, I kinda love him. He really reminds me of just that slot guy that makes a big impact for his team. He may never be a number 1 option, but that's okay because he's got so much talent. He's not the quickest guy, and he is a little shorter. He has a 4.46 40-yard dash, and he is only 5'8". Not the best measurables, and you can be a little worried with his size at 174 pounds. But there's just a football player in there. He finds open spots in the defenses. He can take the top off the defense. He's a good route runner. There's something there, and I'm excited to talk about him today. And I also really want to touch up on his chemistry with his quarterback, which I really noticed throughout his film. Now, Jimmy Horn Jr. doesn't have any blowaway stats. His last season at Colorado, he had 37 receptions in around 440 yards with only 1 touchdown. Nothing that blows you away. His first year at Colorado, 58 receptions, a little over 560 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Again, nothing that blows you away, but just watching him, you could tell he had a good sense of the offense, and he knew where his quarterback wanted to go. Remember, this is not a guy we're talking about as a first-round option. This is a guy we're probably looking at earliest going would be late third-round pick, most likely a 4th or 5th-round player. And I could see a team taking a flyer on him early because I really liked what I saw. He had some good punt return ability. He can really move with the ball in his hands. And, oh yeah, he kind of understood his quarterback 100%. When you watch Shedeur Sanders and he breaks out of the pocket or he's just running around or just looking for an escape route, he went to Jimmy Horn Jr. quite a bit. And it was something very noticeable because Shedeur Sanders had a very high completion percentage. And he went to Horn Jr. in stressful situations. Not Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, it was design plays, and quite frankly, it was just, hey, that dude's open. I'm getting him the ball. But with Jimmy Horn Jr., he worked his way open, or he made a contested catch. Again, he's not the biggest. He is 5'8". He is going to absorb punishment, not the best compared to everyone else in this class, and that's fine. But he just has the ability to be a good ball player, and that's where I'm hung up on. Because when I look at these shorter wide receivers, I don't have high expectations for them because I just picture them going across the middle and a safety is going to spear them and just destroy them. I saw it with Wes Welker, who was a bigger version of Jimmy Horn Jr., get destroyed by Cam Chancellor. Now, there's not a Cam Chancellor in the modern NFL, but there are a lot of safeties that can hit and lay the boom. And that's a big concern with a guy who's 174 pounds and 5'8". But man, I just can't help but love him as a ball player. And that would be my best advice for watching Jimmy Horn Jr. Ignore the size. Just enjoy what he does. Because there is something there that a team can capitalize on. Now, I typically like to say, oh, this team should draft him because da-da-da-da. They need a wide receiver, whatever. I'm picking him to the exact same spot I have Shedeur Sanders going. And that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because their chemistry is just something there. And I think it's always better to have a rookie wide receiver who understands the rookie quarterback come in. It might sound crazy, but it's something I've always really liked. The Washington football team did it a couple years ago when they did draft Wayne Haskins. They brought in Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry worked out pretty well. And you can look at a lot of these examples of teams that bring in their quarterback and they bring in a wide receiver with him. Look at the Chicago Bears last year. They brought in Caleb Williams. They drafted Rome Odunze, who Caleb Williams knew very, very well. And it's just something I like to see it do. It makes the quarterback more comfortable, and it gives him a guy that he knows where it's going to be. It's reliable. And let's face it, the Steelers could use another wide receiver. Calvin Austin is a similar build to Jimmy Horn Jr., but he's almost an expiring contract. Actually, his deal expires at the end of the season. So we look at that. You maybe don't want to pay Calvin Austin, but you bring in a guy, probably day 3, who can take over that role in a year, or maybe overtakes it during his rookie year, and you save money there, you push the ball down the road, and you probably extend Jimmy Horn Jr. if Shedeur Sanders works out, because odds are he's going to have that chemistry with Horn Jr. And something else to notice with the Pittsburgh Steelers, their return game was very bad last year. Horn Jr. supplied some good splash and return game for Colorado. It's nothing major, but it would help. And if you're pretty much bottom the barrel in the return game, there's nothing wrong with taking a guy who can be a good returner eventually. And that's where we're looking at with the Steelers here. They have holes they need to fix. Jimmy Horn Jr. could fix two holes. They could fix the eventual expiring contract of Calvin Austin, and it can fix a returning hole. That is two big things that the Steelers should take advantage of and take Jimmy Horn Jr. Overall thoughts on Jimmy Horn Jr. I've said a decent bit throughout this video, but I don't really think I hammered it home. I just love this dude as a route runner. He is so clean and cut. He keeps his speed going in and out of routes. He has speed at the top of his routes. It's just something you really love when watching him, and I can see him having a better pro career than college career, honestly, because he has the little things right. He never got more than 600 yards in a season receiving. I could see him doing that at the NFL level. And that's not crazy to me. And you can be like, well, there's more games at NFL level, and he got to over 560, so it's not crazy. I get with what you're saying, but the NFL level, there's a big skill jump. And even if you can get 600 yards in more games at the NFL level, it's a lot more impressive than doing in the Big 12 in college football. And that's something I think of with Jimmy Horn Jr. is we haven't seen the best of him yet. Because I think he's going to be a better player in the NFL than he was in college football. And he was a good college football player. But this is a guy that's probably going to end up a third option on his team when he eventually progresses and develops as a player. And that's going to be a very good, solid role for him to carve out. And you can never have too many good receivers. And if you can have a good third option, that helps your first two options. And it also just helps everything else for your offense. Defenses have to game plan differently. They can't necessarily let the third option beat them up if he's a really good football player. It's a fun dynamic that is in the NFL. We see it very often that the best teams have typically three options they can get the ball to. And that's something Jimmy Horn Jr. can provide in the future. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 200 subscribers by the NFL draft. I know it's coming up soon. I know it doesn't sound like a lot of subscribers, but man, I've put in a lot of work. I've made a lot of draft videos, and I just like to hit that mark by the draft. Just pat myself on the back and say, good job, Jordan. Let's keep growing. And hey, if you'd share this, I'd appreciate it. Give some Jimmy Horn Jr. love out there. Again, he's not going to be a first-round pick, second-round pick. He could sneak in the bottom of the third round. I think he's more likely going to go day 3. And the day 3 sleepers are where it's fun to talk about, fun to theorize about. And hey, if you like this video, there's more playlists on the screen right now, more NFL draft content from me. There's a whole bunch. My most recent upload is on the screen there as well. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.